Well, what he's said is that they are going to extend the ceasefire for an unspecified amount of time. This ceasefire was due to run out today, in fact, but the president had extended it till yesterday. And he says they're doing that at the request of Pakistan, which has been acting as intermediaries between the US and Iran. And the justification appears to be that the Iranian regime is fractured. And what President Trump is saying, he's been asked by the Pakistanis to hold off the attacks on the country until, and I quote you here, such time as their leaders and representatives can come up with a unified proposal. Now, we know that there's been a number of proposals made and demanded by the US. Many of them have already been rejected out of hand by Iran, not least to hand over all of its enriched uranium, to give up any chance of enriching uranium, to take all that outside the country. That's been flatly rejected. They've rejected the idea of simply opening the Strait of Hormuz. That remains closed to all those tankers trying to get out of the Gulf. So there are huge substantive issues. But what the president seems to have agreed to here at the behest of Pakistan is a breathing space, an unspecified length of breathing space. And of course, the president has had to row back on many timed deadlines in the past. Perhaps he's learning a lesson here that he's going to not set a specific time on this until they get a proposal. That does lower the temperature significantly because it looked like he was prepared to go back to bombing potentially even tomorrow night.
And as our colleagues have pointed out, however, the blockade on the Iranian ports by the US does continue, which is something that Iran views as an act of war.
Yes, it does. And Iran has said that the ceasefire is invalid because of that blockade on Iranian ports. So they can't get any of their oil out, even though it's sanctioned. There were ways of getting it out. We've also seen a tanker seized by the US, not anywhere near the strait, actually, down in the Indian Ocean near Sri Lanka, as a sort of signal that they're going to enforce this blockade worldwide. And so from Iran's point of view, this may not seem like very much, although they will potentially not face the prospect of bombs and missiles hitting their territory as of tomorrow evening. Let's see what their response is. This will be gauged, I think, to try and push them closer to the negotiating table. I imagine the Pakistanis have been leaning on Tehran pretty heavily, saying if we get this extended, you've got to come up with something that makes it worthwhile for the Americans, because if they come up with nothing, then this just looks like the US backing down.